Hi again YouTube, this is School Shorter Will TCG, and today I am going to be bringing you another potential deck for you to be on the lookout at the US Pokemon National Championships this upcoming weekend. So this deck is a very popular one. We've seen it a whole lot very recently, and that revolves around this Donphan from Plasma Blast. At first glance, it doesn't seem to really be that good. I mean, first of all, it's a Stage 1. Stage 1 decks have always really struggled in this format. Spinning Turn does 40, switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Wreck does 80, and if there's a stadium in play, this does 60 more and discard that stadium. So this doesn't really seem that powerful. I mean, we have Spinning Turn that does 40, that's not much damage, even though it is only one energy, and then 140 and you discard the stadium? Doesn't seem that good, but what if you pair that with, like in yesterday's video, this strong energy and this muscle band? All of a sudden, your Spinning Turn is doing 80 every single turn, and if you were to ever use Wreck, with just one strong energy and the muscle band, then all of a sudden you're doing 160. Pair that with the Fighting Stadium that I also showcased yesterday, and you're going to be knocking out EXs left and right. What's even better is your Donphan will then be safe because you can always just switch into this Robo Substitute. This basically has 30 HP if it's on your bench, and it acts as a Pokemon. It can't retreat. If it's knocked out, your opponent doesn't take prizes from it. The most you can do is just discard the card from play. It can be affected by special conditions, however, so something kind of interesting. So the whole strategy of this deck is just to use Spinning Turn, go into Robo Sub, get back Donphan, use Spinning Turn, Robo Sub, blah 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 blah, all over and over and over. The only other really Pokemon tech that I have in here is one Suicune with Safeguard. It's really good as a stall tactic against EX decks, but that's basically it. Just revolves around 4 Phanpy, 4 Donphan to evolve from the Phanpy, 4 Robo Subs, and 1 Suicune. This deck has something that my last deck did not, Repeat Ball. It's really great, especially if you're looking for more Donphans. So yeah, that's really good. And then if that fails, we have 2 Ultra Ball. But the biggest Pokemon finder in this deck is Karina. Search your deck for a fighting Pokemon and an item card. Reveal them, put them into your hand. So if you have 2 Phanpy in play and a strong energy on it, you can Karina for a Donphan and a Muscle Band. Even better, you can Karina for a Donphan and a Robo Sub, essentially getting 2 Pokemon cards absolutely for free. Once again, Seismitoad EX is going to be a big problem for several reasons. One, Donphan's weak to water, so Quaking Punch is doing even more. Robo Sub is an item as long as it's not actually in play, so you can't play it from your hand onto your bench if you encounter a Seismitoad deck. I do play one switch just so that you can maybe switch between the Robo Sub and the Donphan if you don't want to knock the Robo Sub out. But that's basically it. Most of the time you're just going to be okay with discarding Robo Sub from play. I do have 2 VS Seeker, always a good thing to have. 1 Lysander, 2 N, 3 Sycamore, and then I actually have 2 Shauna because most of the time you're going to be taking prizes very quickly, and N will not be a good choice for a supporter at that point. We also have Skyla to get those fighting stadiums, maybe some other cards we'll need, like a Robo Sub. 1 Teammates, I believe every deck needs a Teammates, it's just that good of a card. Then 3 Floatstone. You can always attach the Floatstone to the Robo Sub and just retreat for free. You can also attach it to the Suicune or the Donphan or anything really. We have the Muscle Band, which I already showed off, and then 1 Head Ringer. This is just a fun little card, especially if you're up against EX decks, sort of to give them a little bit of a harder time. I actually have 4 double colorless energy in this deck because Wreck does require 2. So if you can get 2 strong energy and a double colorless, you're all set to go. And then I have 6 regular fighting and 4 strong energy. So that's basically this whole deck. This has been around since Furious Fists. Hasn't really been that different ever since then. People aren't playing it as much, but we might just see it played at Nationals. So let's go ahead and find someone on Twitter to play this deck against. Okay, we are going into a battle now with Guac from Twitter. A link to his Twitter will be in the description, so be sure to go check him out. And I'll go Tails because Tails never fails, except right now when it did fail. That's fine. If I can, well, I can't attack first turn. This is the problem with Stage 1s. You really need to go first because otherwise you essentially waste a turn. I didn't have a basic, now I do, so he gets an extra card and he gets to go first. So, yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. Okay, got Phanpy. and we'll see what goes on. Now, I did try to have a battle with him with my last deck. Okay, it looks like there's a Groudon on the bench. It's just not loading for some reason, but that is a Groudon EX, and we see the Acrobike, Scorched Earth, DC on this Hitmonchan, so it can potentially do 60 to me, which is not good. Luckily, the Scorched Earth does help me out a little. I can discard a Fighting Energy and draw 2 cards. Really good energy acceleration for fighting decks. Okay, the Groudon finally loaded. He's going to bench a Golett and another Hitmonchan. Okay, we'll see what I'm able to do. I think I'll go ahead and Scorched Earth first and see what I get off my 2 prizes. And alright, I got a repeat ball. I'll go ahead and get a Phanpy with that. I'll bench the Suicune, Phanpy, and I guess I'll get a Donphan for next turn, and I guess a VS Seeker so I can get back the Karina next turn. Nothing left for me to really do. I could attach a DCE, but there's really no point, so I'll just pass and see what my opponent does. Now, Bullet Punch can potentially do 60 to me, but luckily Phanpy is a really, really strong baby Pokemon. It has 80 HP altogether. Oh, there's a strong energy, though. So if he flips 2 heads, then I'm basically dead. Well, he's just going to Mont Cross for knockout, actually. Okay, then I guess I'll promote this Phanpy and evolve into Donphan. Now, here's where I'm kind of faced with a problem. I could VS Seeker for the Karina, but I need an energy, but I don't want to discard 2 double colorless energies with my Sycamore, but I really don't have a choice. This is going to hurt. And alright, I did get one. So I can attach. I could Spinning Turn here, and that will be... that's not a knockout, that's too short. So I guess I'll just Scorched Earth, see what I get. Robo-Sub, perfect. So I guess then I'll Spinning Turn for 80. 10 damage short, but that's fine. Now I'll go into the Robo-Sub. And now, even if he knocks this Robo-Sub out, he doesn't get a prize, which is really, really huge for me. Plus, my Donphan is basically safe on the bench unless he has a Lysander. So, okay, we'll see what happens here. I do have a Head Ringer. I could, if he benches another Groudon but doesn't get a Spirit Link on it, I could always throw it on there. Excuse me. More people are getting concerned with Head Ringers and jamming nets and stuff like that, so they're more willing to just put down their Spirit Links or Muscle Bands right away, even though it would risk the Megaphone. So that's not a bad strategy at all. We do see this Golurk hit the bench. Wreck, basically the same as my Wreck, except it does 20 less, and then Golurk Hammer does 100, which I don't think he really wants to do. He's thinking, I guess. Of course, his internet frozen again. I'm just going to ask, thinking? Let me see. Oh no, he did put the Psychic Energy on the Golurk right there, so... we'll see what happens here. I mean, he could Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch alone will knock me out. He's just going to Mont Cross, though. Just because. I guess because he had the energy. Okay, now what do I want to do? I could Karina for a Phanpy and another Robo-Sub, or I could Shauna, or I could even N. N is not a good choice, though. I guess I'll go ahead and Karina for another Donphan, and good information, one of them is prized. No, wait, one of them's already in my hand. That was it. Okay. Then I guess I'll get another Robo-Sub. And, well, crap, I needed to get Phanpy, not Donphan. I even said that, dang it. Oh well, Spinning Turn will knock this thing out. I'll promote my Robo-Sub, take a prize. And good, it's a Muscle Band. And next turn I can Karina for the Phanpy. I basically wasted a turn there getting the Donphan, but it's no big deal. If he wants to end me, so be it. He does promote this Golurk, which is nowhere close to being set up to do wreck. It needs a double colorless, and it didn't get it. There's the Acrobike. He picked one and discarded another Golurk. There's an Ultra Ball. Got rid of the Golurk. Oh, he got rid of 2 Golets, actually. I wonder what he's going to get. Maybe another Groudon? And if he gets Groudons, then I have this Suicune that can just block them for days. Wonder what's going to happen. He's Ultra Balling for something. Maybe a Primal Groudon? Primal Groudon would actually be a bit of a pain. No, he gets the Lucario EX, actually. Okay. And he just passes. Okay, there's the Phanpy. And I'm going to throw the Head Ringer on that Lucario because otherwise it's going to be a pain. Actually, here, I will Shauna. And alright, I got the Float Stone. I could always put that on the Robo-Sub. Oh, and I can Scorched Earth here. And I think I will. Alright, man, we're getting stuff. I'll put another Strong Energy on the Donphan. Unfortunately, this thing is resistant to fighting, so basically what I'm just doing here is, well, crap, I can't retreat it. I'm an idiot. It says right there, this card can't retreat. I just put a Float Stone on that. I should have put it on this weekend. I'm an idiot. I haven't played this deck in too long. I'm sorry, guys. Never put a Float Stone on a Robo-Sub. So I'm just going to have to discard it, promote my Donphan, and go for the Spinning Turn for 80, which is a 2-hit knockout, but now I have no way of getting back into the Donphan. Do not do that, guys. If you have a Float Stone, never put it on a Robo-Sub. Put it on this weekend. Okay, now this thing's prepared to do wreck, and he discarded my Fighting Stadium. Great. Well, at least here I can end him, and I will. Alright, I got another Fighting Stadium. Perfect. Excellent, actually. So, now I can Spinning Turn for the knockout, go into my Robo-Sub, and take my prize. And it's another energy. Great. I'm actually doing pretty well here. I'm a bit surprised. I'm not sure what he's going to promote here. He doesn't have energy anywhere on the field. Everything takes at least 2 energy to attack now, thanks to this Head Ringer on the Lucario. Hitmonchan already needs 2 energy. He might promote that and hope he top decks a double colorless. This thing needs 2 energy and he just doesn't have any. So we'll just have to see what happens. Now, this turn I can Skyla for the switch so I can preserve this Robo-Sub if I wish. Yeah, well, I think I might just do that. I'll put this on there, and I will start powering up the Phanpy in preparation for later when my other Donphan gets knocked out potentially. And my switch is prized, folks. Dang it. So, and I only have 1 Robo-Sub left. This is a very big problem with this deck. Lysander's trump card is gone, so I guess I could get a Repeat Ball and just get another Donphan for the Phanpy. I guess I'll do that. I'm going to go ahead and discard that card for play. Now, Spinning Turn will knock out this Hitmonchan. And I only get 1 more prize, but that's fine. Now, this Donphan's active. This thing is almost ready to do Rip Claw. And there it is. It's able to do Rip Claw now. However, the Fighting Stadium is going to help me out a lot. All I need is a double colorless. Ooh, there's a Primal Groudon EX. It's beautiful. Okay, I have 2 in the prize. I have 2 in my discard pile, which means I have 2 more somewhere in my deck. Great, and there goes the energy. Now I can maybe Lysander out this Lucario, which has 2 retreat and 0 energy on it. Or I could in again. No, I think I'm better off just Lysandering out the Lucario and passing. Even though I can't attack, I think it's best to just try and stall. My switch is prized unless it's somehow in here and I missed it. Nope, it is prized. That's the problem with only running 1 of something in the deck. Okay, there's another energy on the Groudon. I'm surprised he hasn't Primal reverted yet. Okay. I guess I'm just going to have to Sycamore here, and awesome. I did get the DCE, which I can put on the other Donphan next turn. Right now I need to at least just attack. And I will Spinning Turn for 100, look at that, for just 1 energy, and go into the Phanpy, because I can attach Float Stone to it next turn, retreat, you know, all sorts of stuff. That Groudon, if he doesn't Primal Revert, is in danger of getting knocked out by my Wreck. So we'll just have to see what my opponent does here. This Lucario would need to have a double colorless attached to it to retreat. It's basically, there's no way for it to attack this turn. So, and unless he has a switch or an escape rope or something, I'd say that the Lucario is going down my turn, and that does seem to be the case. I will go ahead and evolve, put the Float Stone on, and I guess I'll go ahead and attach the DCE to this Donphan in preparation to use Wreck next turn. And I'll just go ahead and spinning turn for the knockout, go into the Donphan with the Float Stone on it, and take my 2 prizes. My very last card is the Switch. That's just unfortunate. But yeah, I'm very surprised he hasn't Primal reverted yet. Or did I end him out of the Primal Groudon? Yeah, that was probably it. And there's just the Rip Claw. Okay. And now I'll just go ahead and retreat into this Donphan. Attach this because... and tell my opponent good game. And just go ahead and wreck for the knockout. So this is how the Donphan deck works. I'd say it's a pretty good contender of being one of the best decks at Nationals. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you got to see how the Donphan deck works. And I hope you all enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.